Well, look, one of the major challenges facing Boris Johnson's government is not just to talk about what they have done in terms of the vaccine rollout, in terms of Brexit, but what they're going to do moving forward. And I've always thought, as someone who has seen both sides of the state education system in this country, I went to one of the worst at the time secondary schools in the country and one of the best sixth forms in the country, that grammar schools really should be there to help working class kids improve social mobility. That, for instance, in the journalism sector, looks to have actually gone backwards in terms of the amount of working class kids actually getting on and making a career in the media. And I think that's reflected in a lot of the coverage that we see today. YouGov, on British public support for grammar schools, finding that many more Brits actually think grammar schools are good for social mobility than think they are bad. And of course, you've had years and years of champagne socialists who themselves went to private schools, send their kids to private schools, or indeed themselves went to a grammar school, actually pushing against selective education, which I think is pretty balmy. But we've got a minister today in Chris Philp talking about how he's encouraging grammar schools in London to expand, himself saying he wouldn't have gone on to Oxford to study physics were it not for the grammar school that he went to. And so we have this bizarre situation where, despite having had a Conservative government for a while, we haven't had a policy of allowing grammar schools, new grammar schools, to pop up, only that existing grammar schools could expand. Well, it looks like that ban might finally be binned. Jonathan Gullis, and well done to him, MP for Stoke-on-Trent North, leading this push, apparently raising it with Boris Johnson himself, according to this Telegraph report. Gullis quoted as saying it feels like he's in favour of academic selection, referring to the PM. He does not think that the current system is fair and doesn't work for young people. He said we might need to allow schools to be free to determine their entry criteria. He's big on academic competition. He sees it as a positive thing. And a Whitehall source also quoted as saying there are some in government who are open to exploring the expansion of grammar schools. When you look at the school system, they say the ban on seems particularly stupid. You have red wallers who are coming high up the ballot for private members' bills who are considering motions on this. And I've said, actually, this would be, you talk about levelling up. You know, imagine if you had superb new grammar schools opening up in some of the poorest postcodes of this country. In my opinion, it would dramatically improve social mobility in this country. But apparently, some in the civil service opposing this. Opposition from civil servants, many of whom I suspect themselves probably went to private schools or maybe even grammar schools themselves. So hopefully this is another one that doesn't get stopped by the blob, but we see a rapid expansion of grammar schools across this country. Let me know if you agree with that or not in the comments below. As ever, I will keep bringing you all the very latest. If you do want to support my channel, hit the thanks button down below to give a super thanks. And of course, as ever, cheers for watching.